Canberra Metalheads.
The Archives.
Me and You Season 2. Alright, let's kick it.
Welcome to the interview section of Canberra Metalheads. You got Marky Malphas
and JDecay.
And we're joined here with the guys from
Visionar.
That's right.
Yeah.
Kicking it off, we're introducing the band. We got from left to right.
We got Sean on drums.
Jesse on bass.
Jaden on guitar.
Dean, glad to play vocals.
Jake on guitar and vocals.
Cool. Glad to have you boys here. You just literally got here from down at Albury Wodonga, sort of.
Yeah.
Are you guys all in the same area, or?
Nah, Dean's in Melbourne.
Yep.
Jesse's in Wang, and the rest of us are from Wodonga.
Cool. And we've got a couple tracks in the show this week. I think the one we chose for the top of the interview was Dreamer. So that one's off the latest release that you guys put out.
Yes, yeah.
And you mentioned before, you're getting some, it's getting some pretty good attention, blowing up a little bit there online. What's it like to release something and then you start to see it going out and getting plays and stuff like that?
It's relieving.
Yeah, it is definitely, especially with the hard work that went into it.
Seeing all your hard work just, come together, I guess.
The best thing is playing shows and having people sing the words along. That's the best feeling.
Yeah. Man, I can imagine what that'd be like when you see bands drop the mic and you get the lyrics back again.
Yeah. That's my favourite part.
Even if you don't recognise the person, you'd have people that you're like, oh, I see that guy at shows all the time, but then someone you don't recognise does it, and you're like, whoa.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's the good feeling with it all. And for me, sitting up the back, it's probably one of the best things for me is seeing everybody getting into it. And the more the crowd comes up and they start jumping around, moshing and those sorts of things, the better it is for me, because it actually, it triggers my energy, and I start going stupid behind the drums myself.
That's good, man.
And then everybody else feeds off that.
Yeah, well, I actually had an interview with the band one time. They're just like, it's the drummer's job to tell us if anyone's gaining too much weight, because he's always looking at the back of the band.
Yeah, we've got one of those. He's going, I'm fat. You're done.
Man, it's funny, man. I backed a Kickstarter one time. I had to hit the dude with the that medium, bro, can we make it an XL, for that shirt that you're going to give me? And then 18 months later, I'm like, yo, we can drop it back to a large. And he was just like, oh, congratulations on the weight loss. I feel like I got my $100 worth just in that compliment.
Oh, that's awesome.
But yeah, you mentioned before, seeing, people singing along to things and stuff like that, man. What's it like? Obviously in the metal scene you get mosh pits and things like that. Have you had any sort of hectic mosh pits that have just made everyone get electric?
I wouldn't say. We played a small show in Canberra once, and that the mosh in that got pretty hectic. It was kind of like a small kind of birthday show.
Yep.
St. Ives, Billy White broke his arm.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
So that was pretty.
Yeah, and if we're talking
wild.
early as days, one of our mates, Caldwell, dislocated his leg or knee or something.
It was my second show.
Yeah.
Man, that's pretty crazy, man. So that was backroom basement, in the small stage here, or was that a different place in Canberra?
No, that was at a part. No, that was the. It was out in the bush.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And it was just the stage was pallets, so we
you'll
started
tell
really
you.
jumping and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
was shaking.
Josh
and,
Savage.
Yeah.
It's his birthday, yeah.
Yeah, cool, man.
Then, just a lot of people did kind of have to step back because the mosh was that hectic for that gig. But, it's cool.
I got hit in the face by a chick when I was watching the other bands.
That was your missus.
And I was like, well...
It is now. You know what I mean? If you get hit in the face at a gig, if she's not your missus, she should be. You guys played Backroom once before here, though?
Twice.
Twice? Yeah.
What's your favourite show this tour?
This tour, well, we haven't done our EP tour yet, but we're about to.
You could say this is about to kick it off.
Yeah, this is about to kick it off.
Yeah,
This has probably almost been the start of it.
Well,
so,
then, what are you expecting to be your favourite show? Is there any bucket list venues that
we've Steve and the fellow that manages and looks after us, promotes us, that sort of stuff. He's teed us up a really good show, sort of like a joint bill in Melbourne with a couple other bands. I don't know if they're allowed to be announced yet or not, so I'll keep that. Not allowed to say, so I'll keep that quiet. But looking very forward to that. Getting a bit of exposure in Melbourne. We've got a good following in Albury. We're sort of spread out as much as we
Our
can there.
Our best one so far has probably been, sorry, Jaden wasn't there, but Draymond Dreamer in Melbourne.
Yeah, Draymond Dreamer in Melbourne was really good. That was awesome
fun.
at the Bendigo.
Where
was it?
Bendigo.
Sick venue.
Bendigo Hotel. That was awesome.
Yeah, I think Dreamer came through Canberra recently as well.
Yeah, I think
we played with them on that tour.
Yeah,
Getaway
cool.
Plan, Ocean Sleep.
That's right. Yeah.
We played that.
Ocean Sleeper for tonight as well. Is the other band on the bill. We're getting some pretty cool gigs here. I mean, we were talking earlier about Boris the Blade coming through as part of their final tour here. And also, like, some of the local bands that have been tearing it up. Like, we're talking about the mosh pits getting hectic. Dude, I had to work back room for Honest Crooks
that'd be sick.
when they did their Suffer album launch. Man, there was, like, 3 people just like not having any more mosh pit action. They were like, I'm out, man.
I'm done.
Yeah, dude. Well, like, one guy got pushed and he came in behind the bar. Like, he was next to me in the bar. He was like, only a few seconds ago, he was in the mosh pit. I'm like, like, if he planned that right, he could have got his next drink himself. Man, but yeah, like, Honest Crooks have always been good to like local band to smash out. But they do a lot of tours, like they do a lot of Melbourne shows and stuff. So you've probably seen them around through the things. And also we had Deathbeds is local based as well. We've had them on the show before.
Yeah.
How is the Albury scene?
Very good.
It's getting there.
It's not too bad. It's building. Look, it went through a real slum there probably 5 years ago. But it's just coming back from a big bounce back. We lost, as some people might know, Soden's Hotel, which was the big metal venue, and they sort of closed their doors, and everybody sort of put their hands up and went, "Shit, where do we go now?"
Yep.
But we've been lucky. We've had a couple of other venues who have been really good to take everybody on. Bended Elbow did a bit for a while. Albion still do, and St. Ives now have really
Paddy's
taken
have done
off.
a couple.
Yeah, Paddy's too. Or Beer Deluxe, as they now call.
Yeah.
But yeah, like there's venues who everyone's willing to cater for us now, and it's a really good thing to see from the scene. You know, that we are coming back. The scene is coming.
Man, we've noticed that here in Canberra. Like, we've had the same thing. 5 years ago was probably maybe even just over 5 years. There was a little bit of a lull. But then this place did some big upgrades, which increased the capacity, which made way for bigger bands being able to play here instead of having to like skip Canberra. They could come through, which then means that they got local supports.
Albury's the next stop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's
so
right.
if someone's taking that up, then
the other one.
You got 1, 2, 3 Melbourne. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
That's.
The other one we get now, we're lucky enough, is probably one of the biggest venues in town, the SS&A. They've actually taken on doing shows in a private room upstairs, which caters for about 700 people. So it's awesome to have that venue step up and join in with everybody else. So
that's it, man. Like, we have like our main big venue for metal bands is probably UC. They do at the university.
Anything over the 700 capacity.
Yeah, so like Parkway played there with Thyarda's Murder and
Killswitch, Lamb of God,
Lamb of God, yeah,
Blind Heresy,
just a bunch of
Thyarda's Murder. What was that to? Vela Maya.
Yeah, there you go.
I know which one.
Yeah.
Man, it was one
I
of
Killed the Prom Queen.
It was 2013. Soundwave did a sidewave.
They did
there. That's how
second
Lemon
tour.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, dude, it was really cool.
About a year ago.
Yeah.
With the old singer or something.
With Crafter, I remember hearing about that.
I mixed him back in the day, like 2003 at the UC.
That's good.
That's really cool.
That's a good claim to fame.
Well, the funny story about that one is that there was no cage around the mosh pit around the sound desk. So the whole sound desk like flipped up and was like overturned with me in it. I came out swinging, of course, because I ain't going down like that. I'm the crowd killer. I ended up having to turn it halfway off for I Killed the Prom Queen, and like, you guys need to chill for a second so I can put the boards back up.
Yeah.
Lost the vocal for the whole rest of the set. And they were like super upset.
Oh wow!
But
you defend yourself.
Crazy.
I actually remember vaguely hearing something about that.
Yeah, man. Whenever you see vocalists, whenever the vocal's going down or he's dropping the mic down into the crowd, and he's still saying, like, doing the vocals but without the mic. Have you seen random pauses back to Boris? Sharpie does that when he'll have bits where he'll just scream it while he's holding the mic out there, or you'll see like Kobe, the bass player, just singing along, although he hasn't got a mic, he's just still keeping in time.
Yeah.
Now that's projection.
Man, it's one of those things where you see a band live, you probably get it as well. Like when you see bands or yourself, and then you listen to an album back, and you think about when you're playing it live versus the album, so you get that like crossover.
Sure.
And obviously, just having a new release out, you've got all the times that you, like the 1,000 times you had to play that one solo to get a good take and things like that. Do you ever have any songs where you're like, I need to take a break from it? You've heard it so many times.
Love them.
Kind of feels that way after you've done the whole pre-production recording session, and then also kind of before it's final, you listen to it heaps of times to make sure you're happy with it, kind of thing. So after that kind of happens, I feel like we probably don't actually listen to our songs that much besides playing them. But we have flaunted them.
I know. When we filmed the music video for Dreamer, I think we played that, what would have been a good 20 to 30, 40, maybe even 50 times through.
Oh, for filming?
For filming.
I didn't want to hear that song again for a long time.
Especially for me playing it on drums, it's a logistical nightmare as it is. Like, there's some of the weirdest timing I've ever had to play to, and to play it nearly 50 times over, I just wanted to never hear that song again.
Man, we get a lot of bands that, like, especially if they just put out an album, they want to come and talk about it. And when we're in the studio, we're like sitting there playing the album back, just eye contact, while their own band is playing through the like PA. Just sitting there like, how do you feel, man? Just chilling here, listening to your own song while I'm the one hitting play. It's like when you're in school and you know someone else did their homework for them, like their dad. I've worked too hard on this. Have you mess it up now? Sort of thing.
Pretty much.
Yeah, but that's good, man. So it's pretty cool tour, obviously, with Ocean Sleep. They played here not too long ago, a few months ago. I think 3 months ago they played through here with. We had Saviour as well. I think around the same time. That's when Deathbeds did their EP drop. EP. Biggest sin of them all, I think. But it was funny, man, because when we were interviewing...
Viva La Death.
Yeah, that's it, man. When we were interviewing Dave, the singer, he was saying that they rendered the video clip. Obviously, you guys just were talking about video clips. And he said that there was like a lyric video.
Yeah, right.
So at the end, it's like... They sent it back, and it was like biggest sing of them all.
Spelling error.
Oops. So, hey, man, I need you to like change it to
18 hours worth of
They're just
re-render.
like, oh cool, man, I just need to re-render it. Should be ready in about the next 18 hours.
So new EP or EP for you guys. And so where did you guys record it?
We went and recorded with Chris Lalick from Wind Waker in Melbourne.
Oh, Wind Waker, yeah.
So they're doing real good for themselves.
They're smashing it.
I think we played one of their tracks in the show recently as well. So they came up on the radar, so that's cool.
Yeah, good dude.
What's their studio called?
Does he even know?
I don't think he has a name.
No, he's just like just doing it at home.
Yeah,
Okay.
just personally run by him, I guess. He's the only guy doing it at the moment. Yeah.
He really helped us with the writing of the sides of things.
Yeah, he produced the whole...
Produced it all.
Wouldn't say
I showed him my songs that I had, and he just cut them up and was like, do this and this, and made some beautiful music, I guess.
Yeah. Any other things, like you were mentioning clips?
Video clip for Dreamer.
Singles or
just Dreamer. Dreamer's the only song that we have a video for at this stage. We might put another one out for one of the other songs later on.
Yep.
Either that or we might just drop another song with a music video. Who knows yet?
Sick.
Let's just play these first and see what happens.
Yeah, that's cool to hear, man. Like I said, quick shout out to Steve for like queuing up the interview as well, and like
Stephen Dennison, love you.
That's it, man. So who flew here?
Dean.
Yeah, so he literally was just like, yeah, man, they'll be here soon. I'm just, picking guys up from airports and things like that. So, like, he's running around.
I got bomb tested at the airport.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no shit. Really? Yeah.
Bro, like...
Fucking put the stick over me, like, run it all over me. Gloves, like, just pick me out of everyone. Like, pull me out of everyone. He's like, I'm just going to test you for bomb residue. And I'm like, yeah.
If anyone doesn't understand what I'm talking about, look Dean Cook up on Facebook.
He's a good-looking young man, and he's very...
But yeah, tattoos.
He's like...
yeah, that's what
looks like Elvis if he was a hardcore kid.
Pretty much.
No, man, let me tell you, like, after you get a beard over 10 inches, man, I don't know what it's like to go through without getting tested.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'm not like...
I'm a smoker.
I say that.
So, like, I go up, get checked, go down, get checked, go up, get checked, get checked. It's the fucking worst.
Yeah, it's like they want to stress you out to see if you want to go out for a cigarette.
Yeah, I thought I was going to get the finger in the arse in the back room or something like that.
Just be polite so they're gentle.
Yeah, be gentle.
Because you don't want the one that doesn't lube up.
Yeah.
Just be polite.
I hope they buy breakfast at least.
That's when you're getting the residue test and you like start arching back.
You just start
You're
backing
good
out
to go,
quietly.
man. You're like, oh, what, really?
Yeah, no, I don't need this flight.
Seriously, the flight's not for another hour, man.
You want to check any deeper?
Yeah, no, it wasn't a bad flight, but I hate flying as it is, and it was a bit windy in Melbourne when we took off, and then sort of said me Hail Marys on the way down too.
Flying makes me sketchy, especially if it's not over water too.
Yeah, either
crash
way, if it's going down, I'm sitting there and they're like, please fasten your seatbelts, and I've looked at it like, what the fuck's a seatbelt going to do if I hit the ground? Nothing.
He'll keep you in your seat.
Hold me in position when I hit the ground at like 380.
It's so that they know that like row E. Seat 3 didn't get out.
Condolences to the family.
They just know like who to refund the pass.
It is that.
I was
but
gonna
it's
say,
also so the oxygen.
Is it actually legit? So
and so they can tell who's sitting where, and also so that you don't hit anyone else in turbulence.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So like if they just shake it, you don't hit them.
It's like this is like the Canberra Metalheads like avionics edition.
Aviation edition.
Just going deep on the like. So tell us more about the rudder on the plane.
That 45-degree incline straight past the defence force. That shit's hectic. At 120 knots is what normal speed is, but as soon as you get any wind over 40, you're fucked.
Yeah,
right.
Like, as a flyboy. But it's hectic.
No good anyway.
I always think that when I'm cruising down the runway and you get that moment where it's out on the straight and then all of a sudden you hear the engines kick in, it reminds me of when you go and like you go for a test ride in your mate's project car and you get out onto the straight and he just gives you that look like over the shoulder and you can tell he's about to drop it back a gear and just launch it. It's like whenever I do that I just picture the pilots like looking at the co-pilot turning all the stuff on. Oh man. So you're saying before about like recording and things like that. And also music videos. I think we did a music video audition for a local band, Hirith, which they used to be on to the Underground. Yeah. So we Dave came in and spoke about the
old Skippy boy.
That's it. Yeah. So music video. Have you seen the music video for their?
Yeah.
You see, they have like messages inside the music video, and I think that one's all like, check on your mates and all that sort of stuff. Yeah. Is there like an underlying message with Dreamer at all? Like maybe some lyrics that like fit into who does the lyrics writing is?
So I do all the lyrics writing, and basically the whole EP was sort of a concept album. It was just like I basically just wrote it about where I've been in the last few years of my life. I suppose I grew up a bit. I've always been a bit different to normal people, and like I don't really feel like I'm the type of person that wants to settle down and buy a house and work the 9 to 5 everyday life. Yeah, like that sort of thing. So I set up a camper and I've been travelling around Australia and just doing that sort of thing. And the more I got to meet people, the more I realised how diverse and just how crazy and weird people are, and how vast but so in much the same, we're exactly the same. So it's basically just about like doing what you want to do and not listening to generally if someone tells you to do something and that's the way you got to live, you don't have to do it. It's
not
just
being sheep.
not finding your own path, basically. Exactly.
Yeah.
It refers to like being on your own path a lot within it. Basically dream it in itself is about me personally following what I wanted to do, and it can relate to anyone, whether your dream, whatever you want to do in life, just you have that within you to chase that. So and it's sort of the whole album sort of like from deprogrammed, it basically went into how I was almost a sheep myself, and like ingrained to believe that this is a life I have to live. I've seen everyone do it, and deprogram, basically the opening line is, I've always found myself, I've never found myself. Just continues and just goes to continue on about how I broke away from that. So it was sort of a staged concept. I put a lot of thought into it, and had a bit of a put a lot of work into it, and all us boys are sort of in the same mindset. Like me and Jesse, we both love getting out and just turning the phones off, getting out camping and setting the fire up and checking out the night sky. We're really sort of in touch with that sort of thing. Not full hippies, but definitely not full sheep either.
Yeah. That's it, man. It's like
we're full coasties.
Yeah.
We know exactly
you love it.
About
What's up? That's awesome.
That's it. We grew up down the coast. Like he's part of the first wave metal scene down the coast, and then I was second wave. So then we moved up to Canberra, obviously, and that's how it came together. That way, I was more part of the punk hardcore scene.
Yeah.
Which
my language.
Yeah, so that's all there's bands like Break a Leg. If they're from South Coast, they I went to school with them, and then they were part of the punk bands that would cruising around doing tours and stuff, and then coming back finishing up high school on the side.
That's awesome.
It's teaching me how to play bass on the side. You know what I mean?
That's so
but
good.
all grew up on farms and
it's the same
and that kind of thing. So
we're pretty much being from a rural area. We're all sort of grown up on farms, country boys in a way.
Yeah, sick.
Man. City.
I just moved back to the farm and it's great.
Yeah. Well,
best band spaces you could possibly ask for.
Actually, I tell this story a lot, but never on the show. So pretty much, this is for the podcast, by the way. So pretty much with Break a Leg, they wanted to try and get the bass guitarist old man to say Break a Leg. Just picture big Ned Kelly beard looking dude living in a bush hut, man. And they go out with their recorder because they're this will be the intro to the album, and they're hey Dad, can you say Break a Leg? Look at me and say Break a Leg. He's doing the dishes, man, and you still hear in the recording he's still using the sink, and he just turns to him and goes, "How about fuck off?"
Did they put that in the intro?
They use that instead.
That's awesome.
The song's called Stuck Up. I might drop it in low key and at the end of the show or something. But
shouts out.
Yeah. But that's but that's the thing, man. People they lived at a place down the coast near the beach. So I was from Maria, but they used to live out near the beach at a few little small towns along the coastline. So it's chilled, man. People surf, skate, play hardcore.
Yeah.
I was stuck in the bush, man. I was hunting for driving and riding bikes.
I love that. Just getting out there.
Bike ride, can't go anywhere without
it.
Yeah, that's it, man. But
herding cattle.
Out on the range.
Out on the range.
We're saying recording all that sort of stuff. We'll get into some gear now. What sort of stuff, stage stuff, do you guys use?
Yeah, what couldn't you do without on tour?
People have preferred stuff. I can't go without my distortion pedal or whatever. As far as drums go, man, what do you got?
So drums, I'm currently running DWs with pretty much a full setup of Zildjian cymbals, being K's, A's, and A customs. It's massive. I think 3 crashes, 2 chinas, a bell, ride, hats, splashes. It's ridiculous. It's so much to carry on tour, but when you get up on stage and you use every last little bit of it, it makes it 100% worth it.
It's worth it.
We've also got, where we're actually in the process of building, it's almost complete, is like a full touring rig, wireless in-ears, the whole works, and it's just proving every little bit we get. It's just proven to be an absolute godsend. It's shrunk our touring rig from being a trailer and a ute full of gear back to actually just a trailer.
Yeah.
What he's using amp-wise, he's using the Helix.
So the boys are running Kempers for heads, and we've got a Ampeg head in for currently just in for the time being.
So not the full tiny in-ears, but
at the moment. So we've just purchased.
How do you find the Kempers for like road wear?
Perfect.
Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah. No dramas so far.
Nothing.
It's not yet. I haven't had them for too long, so.
I've had mine nearly 12 months.
Yeah, I guess.
Mine's been good.
Yeah, sick.
Yeah, I haven't had a problem with it at all. It's probably been the best decision I made going to that move.
There you go.
We've just purchased a mixer, which basically is going to control all the sound and send and everything for front of house. The whole works.
Can't trust them sound guys.
Just for a more replicatable show every time, I guess.
It's not so much you can't trust the sound guys, but every gig you do, like I've done sound and lighting myself, and every gig you do, it's always different.
Yeah.
So you always get a different mix, and if you do your own mix and you save the program, it's the same every gig.
Yeah.
So all you have to do is pull your stuff out, plug it in, and away you go.
Yeah, and then the sound guy basically just tune to the room and whatnot, and just try and make it sound as good as possible.
My band, we just do a stereo send.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Same deal, but we have everything come in. We could go out if we play somewhere massive where we want to send, but nothing worse than getting some random person to mix your in-ears and they just blow your ear out.
Yeah. I've had it done.
Can't hear nothing. You're just like, don't ever trust anyone.
I had it done once in Bendigo, where I was playing with another band, just doing a fill-in job for them. Good old DFM, playing in Bendigo, and for them they don't use a click track or anything like that. So I was using in-ears as foldback, and the guy sent me too much of, I think it was bass guitar, and it just blew my head. So for the whole gig, he disappeared for 3 songs. So for the whole gig, I basically had no foldback, and it sucked. It was terrible.
Yeah.
Running along, man. Any other gear that anyone has? Want to shout out?
For me, bass-wise, probably most important part is probably my Alpha Omega Dark Glass pedal. It's just a preamp and it's got a distortion circuit as well. But just the preamp does wonders, and if for some reason my amp's not working or if I can't lug it around, not so much of an issue now that we have the rack. Yep. But that's got a cab sim on it too, so I can always just run that if I have no amp or for some reason my amp's malfunctioning or anything like that. But so that's probably my most important piece of gear besides the bass. Like I'm going to need that.
we get a lot of touring bands from Canberra listen to the show, and they like to hear about other people's rigs and things like that. It's pretty cool. Man, you guys can talk about it. And
there's probably one other thing I like to brag about, that the future missus, she was very, very nice and ordered me a limited edition snare from America. It's a SJC Frank Zumo. There's only 25 in the world, and I've got the only one in the country that I know of.
Nice, man.
Very nice.
If somebody else has got one, contact me. We'll have
Take
it out.
photos together.
She was
Date.
like your girlfriend before, and then she got you that. Now she's your future
Yeah, pretty much. Sealed the deal.
Cool, man. All right, rolling through. So we get bass, and then anything.
Well, Jane doesn't know anything about his gear.
Everybody else
What
is
kind of guitar do I have? I got a 7-string LTD Eclipse.
Piece of shit.
Somebody had to say it.
Yeah, what do you got, Jake?
What do you got, Jake?
What do you play? 7-string foreskin?
I use that grubby fucking microphone at the gigs to play the venue supply.
Didn't you buy mine?
Hey, yeah, I did. I left it at home.
fucking vocalist.
Dumb cunt. I was too worked up about fucking getting on the plane. I'm just glad I made it here, eh?
So are we, mate.
Yeah, mics will come and go, man. You need the vocalist.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, who cares?
Exactly right.
I run a Kemper on stage, obviously. We said that before. And I also run a LTD Deluxe H1007.
Horizon.
Yeah. It's called a H1007. Yeah, Horizon. Horizon 7 string.
H for the cool kids.
Yeah.
Horizon for
H for us, sure. Just for short.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably the best guitar I've owned. It's better than Jaden's Eclipse. I think you should buy a new one.
Wait, that's the thing, man. Like it's good to know that the current guitar you have is the best guitar you've ever owned.
Yeah.
Like you'd hate to be like, oh, it's like 3 guitars ago, shouldn't have let go of it.
Yeah.
The one that got away.
No, my other 7 string I bought when I joined the band, and I have a 6 string Horizon, and my 6 string Horizon was better than the 7 string, and I was kind of a bit down about that, so I went and bought another Horizon. Happy again now.
Got the deluxe edition, but
Yeah, had to really step it up this time.
Yeah,
I do really. I bought that and had a few people be like, "Why didn't you just buy a straight ESP?" And I was just like, "Well, deluxe."
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah,
I think
exactly
that's everything that we run really.
That's good, man. All right, we'll wrap it up with that, man, and
Noted out.
close out with a song, man. So, what was the track that we chose for you guys at the New Light? That's right. So we'll wrap it up now. Thanks for coming on the show, and thanks for dropping through Canberra and putting on a show tonight. Anyone that's listening back to the episode that was at the show, man, make sure you go and check out their social media. They've got an announcement later on, maybe with some future tours for the album. So check that out. And in the meantime, listening now to New Light.
Bam!